Hello, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Barely Inbounds. Hey, Dave. Nice weekend.
Hey, Sal, I guess I got to eat my words from last week. I believe made the statement that Tiger Woods hadn't been playing enough. He's not going to be back to form for a little while. I don't know, maybe he's had some big money games at Isleworth or something, but he looked pretty damn good.
He looked really good. I'll tell you, I'm hearing that he got out there. He had his swing guru out there. They were working very, very hard, and it showed. He just hit the ball tremendously this weekend. Sunday, he came back 65. He chipped in for eagle on the 11th green, made a 9-footer.
How about that one? Wait, I just have to, if there's any sign that Tiger Woods is back, it's here the golf gods are smiling on the guy again. I mean, you look at that shot, and who else does this happen to when he can make those shots time after time? And it had been a while since he did something like that, and uh-oh, here we go again.
Well, you know what? The whole thing was, the ball doesn't hit the pin, it may roll off the green.
Well, yeah.
And instead of making eagle, he'd be hard-pressed to make par. But he did that, and then he put, just the topping on top of the cake by making birdie at 17 with the 9-footer, and then he hit it inches away at 18 for a one-shot victory, shoots 65.
Well, the focus is all on those two shots, but geez, he was so consistent all week long. I mean.
Well, no. Let's time out. He was consistent with ball striking. He put on a ball striking clinic. On Sunday, he went 14 for 14 from the tee. First time he's done that since the 2000 Bay Hill Invitational, only the 6th time in his career. For the week he hit, the short grass 49 out of 56 times. That's just unbelievable for Tiger.
Well, the guy's he's been pleading for patience all year long, saying, oh, I'm this close, and at one point it seemed like Hank Haney's job might be in jeopardy. Well, he certainly put that thing to rest, and he actually, defended Haney and came out and said, geez, the guy's one of my best friends. We work together so well. He's never going to be in jeopardy.
Well, I think I've said this on one of these tapes that we've done before. The thing about Tiger Woods is he just looks like a basket case out there, and then all of a sudden he just, tells everybody, have patience,
I've never seen Tiger look like a basket case. I don't think so.
How about 2005? He hit the ball all over the place 2005 with the new swing, and he kept on telling people, hey, guys, patience, patience, patience.
Not a basket case. Davis Love was a basket case the last couple of holes, but I've seen Tiger very, very frustrated, but I wouldn't put him in that other category.
Well, now that you brought up Davis Love, it's very important that we tell people what happened. Tiger was on the 17th tee, and he was at 10 under. Davis Love was 10 under, 17th tee. The only difference was that Tiger played the last 2 holes in 2 under par, where Davis Love played him at 4 under, including a triple bogey.
It's so sad to say. I mean, unfortunately, the guy's got the reputation of being something of a marshmallow down the stretch. And, once again, here it was. He had it, obviously not in his grasp, but he sure could have made it interesting and maybe forced a playoff or something. But, I guess there's a reason why he only has 1 major in his resume.
Well, and then you talk about majors. He's spending the Monday after Memorial trying to qualify for the U.S. Open. Last chance for him. He's got to go for one of 17 spots, not playing in St. Jude. If he would have won at Memorial, he would have had 2 in a calendar year, a U.S. Open calendar year, gotten an exemption. But, let's go back to, Tiger. And it's amazing the week that Tiger had after what happened at the Players, after what happened at Quail Hollow, what happened at the Masters. He's George of the Jungle. We're all thinking, yeah, he's playing well. He's getting top 10, top 10s, but it's not what Tiger wants. And Tiger's just not hitting the ball straight. And something happened, and it all clicked. He hit 13 of 14 fairways on Thursday. For the week, he was second in driving accuracy. Just unbelievably great numbers for for Tiger to, put up. The 67 victories, 64 have been in stroke play. Of those 64 wins, he's only been in the top 10 in the driving accuracy category 13 times, and only 5 times in the top 5.
All right, you're killing me with the stats again, Sal. Jeez.
But that's what this is all about.
I know it is, but in order to achieve those stats, something's got to be going right in between the ears. And there are two quotes that I thought were kind of interesting afterwards. One, Steve Williams said that Tiger had watched Roger Federer win the French Open earlier in the morning and was somewhat inspired by him. I guess they're pretty good buddies. They both endorse Gillette products and whatnot. And the other one was Furyk saying something to the effect, I wish you guys, and speaking to the media, I wish you guys would quit pissing off Tiger. Because every time, we make the suggestions that there's something going on or he's not right, he comes through with something like this.
Well, and you know what? You talk about Jim Furyk. Of course, he makes his one big putt on the 18th hole, but it doesn't matter because he loses by a shot. But I'm hearing, Gary Van Sickle's coming out with an article any day now that says that, Furyk really feels his putting's coming back. So, you got to look at the U.S. Open and think that these guys have a chance at it.
Please don't give me I'm sorry, but I couldn't bear to watch Furyk in contention at the U.S. Open. How many times can the guy back off of putts? And that's it just drives me crazy to watch him. I like the guy. I admire his game, but oh my goodness, how can you stand that?
Now,
it's the worst TV in the world.
Let me ask you: 10 days, before the start of the U.S. Open, do we talk about second place? Do we give the trophy to Tiger?
Oh, let's save this for our next discussion when we, tomorrow. After the qualifiers, then we'll focus on the U.S. Open a little bit. How about that?
Okay, well that sounds fine. Now they also play golf at the in Wales, the Celtic Manor, Wales Open, and I talked to John Huggan this morning. He says he came out on Golf Digest. Terrible, story about how bad the 2010 course is, and that's all we cared about. That's all we saw written was about the Ryder Cup. Corey Pavin was there. It was just nothing but Ryder Cup, Ryder Cup, Ryder Cup. Do you know even who won the Wales Open?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was a young guy from Denmark. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm going to say Jeppe Holdal, who came up through the Challenge Tour ranks. You know what?
I tell you, I'm getting tired of hearing about all this hype, and they're just trying to hype up because they're going to a really crappy golf course in Wales.
Well, what's new? There's nothing new about this, Sal. I mean, the European Tour has been buying Ryder Cup venues. The K Club was no different. They've had them at the Belfry, which is no great shakes. I thought, and again, another interesting quote was George O'Grady saying that he doesn't think that the Ryder Cup necessarily needs to go to great golf courses. In fact, I think he told Huggan that his criteria, as long as the ninth green comes back,
it's just about the money. It's about the money.
Well,
in 4 years they're going to Glen Eagles, but they're not going to the Kings or Queen course. They're going to some Jack Nicklaus really crap course that they're calling Jack back to reduce. Hey. Talking about the European Tour, got to tell you, Monday we're doing this. It's U.S. Open qualifying. A stroke of luck for a Mr. Richard Bland. Now, not many people know who Richard Bland is, but at U.S. Open qualifying 2 weeks ago, he was one of the guys that were in the playoff. It was him and Stephen Gallagher with Peter Hansen. They had one spot left. They were on the 11th hole. Hansen hit it or the 17th hole. Hansen hit it in the hole, made hole in one, and poor Gallagher and Bland, they were just out. Well, they matched cards. Bland was first alternate. Gallagher was second. But Bland got a stroke of luck when this weekend the USGA redid all of the qualifying and said, hey, we're going to give another spot to the London qualifying. So instead of 11, they're going to give out 12. So Richard Bland, who was the first alternate, gets to play in the U.S. Open.
Well, good for him, the aptly named Richard Bland. Hey, I'm going to leave you with this, Sal. In the context of our discussion last week about Twittering, I found it very interesting that Carolyn Bivens, the LPGA commissioner, came out with a statement claiming that she had been, and her quotes with Bloomberg, had been taken out of context, and she had never had any intention of suggesting that her players Twitter during rounds of golf.
Well, you know
Please
what?
give me a break.
We've heard this before. Let's not talk about it, or she'll say that we're doing things out of context. Hey, we'll talk to you on Tuesday when we have another edition of this.
Take care, Sal.